So here's today's tutorial. It is focusing on how to make cardstock for this heart with hands. This was actually an anniversary gift that I did for my husband, and the bottom sizing is a little bit different. It was my first try, so the sizing is actually the one that's on top where it fits perfectly inside. So this is a mold that I've created myself, and I have linked the Google Drive in this video notes, so that way you have access to all of the different outlines and things that you'll need for all the molds that I make. So opening this Google Doc will give you some tips, and then it also gives you the sizing, and it also tells you that horizontal pictures are going to fit better, and there's also a link to the mold, and then I'm also eventually going to go in and link my personal website, just because Etsy does have a lot of fees, but you can shop off my website or Etsy, it doesn't matter. So that's the mold that you'll need, and then this is the outline, so you'll go ahead and you'll download that, and then we're going to go in and we're going to upload it to Cricut. So we're just going to go to upload image, and then we're going to go ahead and find it in our downloads. Once you've found it, then you're going to go ahead, and I always click on simple. That way it's really easy to clear out the background. So you'll just click on the white, then you can go ahead and you can keep going, save it as a cut image. And then I've already gone in and uploaded some family pictures and things to Etsy, or not to Etsy, but to Cricut. So I'm just going to go ahead and put those on the canvas. Okay, so there's the sizing that you're going to want. So you can go ahead and resize the heart to these dimensions. So 1.8 for your width, and then 1.707 for your height. And then the trick with this one is that you have to get the right image for it to fit. So this is an example of one that will not work, because our faces are so close to the edge that you'll see that there's really no good way to get our faces to fit into the heart. So if you are working with a customer to sell these, I would probably have them send a couple pictures that they like, because otherwise you might end up with one like this where it just chops the faces and it just doesn't, it's not really the look that you're going for. So even though I really like this picture, that one's just not doing it for me. So I'm going to show you a couple of examples of ones that work. So one example, you could do a portrait picture where the people are further in the background, because then what's going to happen, it's just going to cut out some of the background, but you're still able to fit the people inside of that heart. So then you can just position the photo wherever you would like, select them both, and then go down to slice, and that is what's going to go ahead and cut out your picture in the right shape. And the nice thing is you can always Command Z to undo if you really don't like the way it turned out, and you can just keep trying. So like this one's a little off center, so if you wanted, you could just reposition it until they're exactly centered. So it's kind of a guessing game until you get the look that you like. Here's another example of a picture where we're closer up, but because the picture is horizontal, you're able to make it work. So again, you're just gonna kind of arrange it. You're gonna have to resize it. With this one, I tried to get it just barely bigger than the heart so that we're not cutting off any of the heart. But you can see that it is gonna cut off some of our faces. So again, it's just positioning it in a way that looks good and that you like the outcome. So there's another example of a picture that works, a horizontal picture. Now here with this group photo, I'll show you two options that you can do. So this is my family. There's a lot of people in this picture, so it's kind of hard to fit everybody in it. So you can see that my sister's head and my head, once I get this sized, there's pretty much none of our body in this picture, which honestly, like once I go ahead and slice it, it doesn't look bad. So I'll show you what it looks like, and I'll zoom in a little bit just because we're really far out. It doesn't look bad, it looks really good. So you could totally use this as is, and put that on your Freshie if you want. And then I'm going to undo it, and I'll show you another option. So another option that you could do is you can hit that little unlock button, and that's going to let you kind of scrunch the picture a little bit. And as long as you're not scrunching it crazy, people aren't going to notice too much that you've changed the dimensions. So then you can set it where you want, select both and go to slice, and then you can see that it fits in more of our bodies because I scrunched that picture just a little bit, but we still look like normal people, and it ends up looking good. And so then here's another example of a picture that I was able to get to work. But again, portrait pictures are a little bit harder to fit into this heart, because usually both people are in the middle, and as you can see, like our heads end up kind of in that crack of the heart if you're not careful. It'll end up chopping off our heads. So you have to have it zoomed out enough that we aren't ending up in that open gap. And then it's also going to lose a lot of the body. So just depending on what look you're going for, this could work great. It might drive you nuts. So it's just going to be whatever you like as far as your preference goes. I'm going to go ahead and slice this and I'll show you what it looks like. And again, none of these are bad. It really just depends on what pictures you're working with and the look that you want it to be in the end. So there you can see that it just turns into pretty much a face photo and we lose all of that sitting position, which still looks good. So all of these end up looking really cute. There were some pictures that just I could not get to work, so you're just gonna have to play around with it, but hopefully you're able to find ones that you love, and then make sure that you join our Facebook group because I would love to see the Freshies that you guys come up with. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this helps.